Yo, good evening everybody. Welcome to Destroying the Illusion. As you can see, I'm not home right now. Out visiting some family for the holidays, and at this place that I'm staying, I found this TV on the wall. So I figured, why not? I'm gonna use it for my news video here. You know, if you've been following this channel for a while, about 2 years ago, right when Q first started posting, I would take a monitor and put it behind me and then hook my laptop up to it and then do my news videos, newscasts or whatever, that way, live. And it was fun, but gradually evolved out of that. But I think I'm gonna get back to it. This sort of setup's a lot more comfortable for me, just having a screen to like point at while I talk to you guys. And once I get home, I think I'm gonna switch up my whole office, get a monitor like this, and then start doing live videos this way. Of course, I'll have better audio, better video. Got to work on my phone camera right now, and the lighting's not too good in here. Don't have much to work with, but it'll be neat. Got some changes coming for 2020. But anyway, in this video, we're going to cover Q's drops that they've been unloading tonight. Quite frankly, I was going to do this video like 2 hours ago, but they just kept posting and posting. So we'll cover Q's latest drops, and then I have a couple of articles that we'll go through at the end as well. So let's get started. Bam! First drop, number 3740. Hope you guys can see that okay. We got Q linking us a couple of tweets. One is from a Twitter account called Woke Societies, and then Q linked a tweet from Donald Trump as well. Q saying something big is coming, as they've been saying for a couple of weeks now. Something huge is coming. Do people really think this all could happen with no consequences? FISA equals the start of the whole snowball that's going to be just expanding, I'm sure, next year, into 2020. And then nobody is above the law. Not anymore. Not since 2016 didn't go the powers that be way. So let's take a look at these tweets now. The first tweet was from Woke Society here. I know I got a little screen glare, but, not my doing. So this is Woke Societies here. Q called this back in July. News broke today. And this particular tweet's about the Intercept article that came out about Admiral Rogers cooperating with John Durham's investigation. The Intercept broke this news December 20th, a couple of days ago, but of course Q told us that way back on July 9th. There's the drop there, drop 3389. July 9th, AG, Attorney General Barr and Rogers meeting? Durham and Rogers meetings, plural? This article even, says that they have had multiple meetings in recent months as well. So, there you go. Future proves past yet again. And then this was the tweet. This was Trump's tweet here that Q linked. The Democrats and crooked Hillary paid for a fake dossier with phony information gotten from foreign sources. They spied on my campaign, tried to cover it up, just like Watergate, but bigger. Watergate. Big stuff there. That's actually a theme in a few of these drops. This is bigger than Watergate. All right, so that's that drop. Now moving on into this one. Let me zoom in here. Q asking us, why are the 2 articles of impeachment being held up by Nancy Pelosi? She just won't give them up. She won't send them on to the Senate. Why is that? Will holding actually impact the decision of the Senate? No. Will holding actually provide a better scenario, public opinion regarding the Democrats? No, it's not. It's actually backfiring at them immensely. I mean, you look at the polls that they're putting out in the mainstream media of Donald Trump against any Democratic candidate. Now it's just, Trump through and through. Will holding actually sway select senators to change their vote? No. When will blackmail and threats no longer work? And why are the 2 articles being held by Pelosi? Asking us again. That's because they just don't want to give them up. They're trying to milk this for the propaganda as much as they can. If Nancy Pelosi sent these articles onto the Senate, boom, be done real quick. I believe Mitch McConnell was even saying, Nancy Pelosi just won't send them over. They're obviously scared. So that's why they're not doing it. They're going to try to milk this for as long as they can, get the distraction out of it, get the, it's not going to work, but they're going to try doing it that way. So, not going to happen. What value, Q asks us, might exist with holding the articles? Well, again, they're trying to milk it as much as they can. what statements have been made regarding timing of all of this, and then what statements have been made by Chairman Graham regarding Senate FISA hearings and witnesses. Q actually links a drop later on that has a video of Senator Graham talking about these things. And then capital letters, why is Pelosi holding the 2 articles of impeachment? Quite obvious. So next drop here, drop 3742. Q links a tweet from M2 Madness. Shout out to M2 Madness. He's been getting queued. This is like his second, third time in the last few weeks. He's been doing good work on Twitter there. Q links a tweet of his. We'll take a look at it in a sec. Still asking us the questions. Why is Pelosi holding the articles of impeachment? What value might that have for them? Blocking public testimony, public hearings. They obviously don't want the truth out there. They want the spin as much as they can. Why would educating the public through the Senate prior to Barr, Durham, Huber releases be important? That's a very good question right there, because we got to get the public understanding of these things. You know, yeah, we've got the 30, 50 million people following Q understanding these things, but that's only 10 to 15% of the population, which is a large, sizable chunk for sure. But we've got 300 to 350 million people in this country that need to understand these things. So educating them through the Senate will help get this out into the public domain, because if hearings are held in Congress, media organizations are sort of forced to cover it. And then Barr, Durham, Huber can come out with their, stealth bomber drops, and then everybody's going to actually be able to accept that, not go crazy, not disbelieve it, not, delve into chaotic riots, etc., etc. So a lot of benefits for educating the public before this all drops. And we can even expand that question out and say, look at the last few years. What's the benefit of them doing Q to educate the public, educate all of us for 2.5 years before all this stuff drops? Same thing, makes this whole changeover, this carryover, a whole lot easier. Narratives are created and pushed to prevent the public from discovering the truth. We know that. Fake news is the enemy of the people. Let's take a look at that madness drop. This is the video that he posted of Lindsey Graham, couple-minute video. And Lindsey Graham was basically just saying he's going to call everybody he can now in regards to these FISA abuses, trying to get to the bottom of it. He even mentioned he's going to try to find out why John Brennan, I believe he said, went to Harry Reid in September of 2016, and all these different things. So, boom, there you go. Worth listening to. Shout out, Madness. Another cue for you. And then next drop here, 3743. Another tweet. This tweet from House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy, representative out of California. And again, Watergate, modern day Watergate. That's what he was describing in this quick clip that Q linked. This is a modern day Watergate. He was calling it spying, openly saying these things, saying the other side of the aisle, all these deep staters in government don't want to look at this, want to brush it under the rug because it completely, brings down the house. So there's that. Next drop, 3744. Q gives us a couple of memes. And this meme, I believe they dropped a week or two ago. The meme that says, haven't you figured it out? It's not about Trump's corruption. It's about making sure that we don't find out about their corruption. So there's that one. Next meme that Q drops is Spygate meme. Never has a president left office to collude with others to impede the next sitting president of the United States of America until Obama. Pretty incredible, huh? As you can tell, this isn't the same old guard. 2016 didn't go their way. Still see some people now and again that think Trump's controlled opposition for, whatever reasons going on in their mind, but they're just not seeing the big picture. So next drop, 3746. Q links a tweet to Senator Ted Cruz's account. And this is that tweet right here. It's another video. This video of Maria, let me get her name right, Bartiromo on Fox News. And it's a few-minute clip of her going through the Inspector General's FISA IG report and saying that there was a huge politicization of the Justice Department and the FBI during the Obama administration. So Q is really taking these drops tonight to get out basically truth propaganda, white propaganda, if you want to call it that. Get all of this out before whatever the heck the mainstream media is going to try to do, you know, the beginning of the week, Monday, Tuesday. They're going to try to run some stories to cover their asses and spin the cycle. So Q's taking this Sunday evening to get out certain videos and get them shared around the internet and doing their part in the information warfare, you know, dropping the surprise attack early. So there's that Q. And then this is the very last one that we have here. Draw 3747. Q reposts an Anon. The Anon says, toying with the enemy. Basically what they do through Q's drops quite a bit, huh? And it's friggin' hilarious. And then Q gives us a meme. And this meme is of Trump and of Dan Scavino, his social media manager. And this meme, it's actually funny because this meme was posted by Dan Scavino within the last day or two, and they've been doing some caption contests. So this was originally blank, and I don't know who filled it in, but Q posted it for us, and it says, and when you finish typing, just sign it Q+. Quality caption. Quality caption there. So that's all we have in terms of Q's drops today. Like I said, they're just taking this opportunity to get these talking points out to as many people as they can before whatever comes this next week. So let's go through a few mainstream media articles. I'm going to stick on the topic of FISA and Durham for a minute, and then we're going to move on to a couple of tweets having to do with the Department of Energy, some video of what's alleged to be a UFO over Las Vegas, and we'll touch on those in a minute. But our articles, so the first one's the New York Times. And the New York Times ran this, I think, on Friday. And the headline here says, Durham is scrutinizing ex-CIA director's role in the Russian interference findings. So, I mean, we kind of know that. We knew that John Durham was going to be taking a look at John Brennan here very soon, if he hasn't already interviewed him. So, okay, you might be looking at this article saying, great, good news. This is getting out into the mainstream media. But you got to take a step back and look at who's putting it out. It's the New York Times. And within this article, you start reading it, and it says, oh, John Brennan's text messages might be looked at by Durham soon, and all these sorts of things. So what's that tell you? Well, number one, they're trying to get ahead of the story. Anytime you see something come from the New York Times or the Washington Post or something like this, they're going to try to, within the paragraphs, you know, spin the story as they can, put out their little propaganda talking points. But number two, how did the New York Times figure this out? They have 3 people briefed on the inquiry, it says right here. Who are their 3 sources? When I look at this article right here, I get the feeling that John Brennan might have leaked these details to his friends in the mainstream media so they could print this on Friday before the weekend to get ahead of the story. You see? So, information war, man. It's these propaganda games that they always try to do. And in FISA news, FISA court news actually, this is still coming from the New York Times, so I'm like, but information anyway. I think it's legit. FISA court news, this is a journalist for the New York Times. Judge Rosemary Collier, she's one of the FISA court judges. She was actually the presiding judge, well, she still is, but now her presiding role is being cut short. What a coincidence. FISA court judge having her term cut short. Interesting. So she's going to step down early. Her presiding tenure's up at the end of this month, in like a week. And she's only going to be on the court now until March. I believe that's when her term expires. So interesting, huh? Interesting. Why is she stepping down? Don't know. Was she one of the ones implicated in this mess? She's stepping down, maybe to help with investigations for some other reason. Regardless, interesting resignation right here. And then this is a little bit of the article that talks about her stepping down her position, stepping down in 9 weeks, or stepping down 9 weeks earlier from her presiding role because they're citing health reasons. So that health reason might be the public optics of it, you know, whatever the case. So there's that. And Attorney General Barr, holy crap, he actually mentioned George Soros's name in an interview. In that interview that, was supposed to air Wednesday at 7 p.m., but got pushed back because, they made the impeachment vote the exact same time. But anyway, this interview finally came out on Friday, and holy moly, AG Barr, Soros-funded Dem prosecutor candidates will lead to increased crime and fewer police officers. If he's saying his name, like openly in interviews like that, we must be getting pretty close to something. That's all I'm taking from that. That's pretty nuts. That AG Barr is just out and out saying Soros' name right there. And I'm seeing some people speculate that Soros might be one of the first ones arrested, if not the first one arrested. As Q said recently, there's going to be an arrest, and it's going to, determine the direction things are going to go. Could that be Soros? I don't know. I have no idea about even the likelihood of that. I couldn't even speculate, but that'd be neat. That'd be fun. That would be a heavy hitter too, for sure. That would make a lot of people really go, wow, this, is a true changing of the guard. This is legit. So could be him, could be somebody else. Regardless, Soros getting out into the public a little bit more, his name. And here's some excerpts from the article. Now moving on to a few other things. And this first one I want to talk about is NBC News targeting the Epoch Times. Still, as if what they did over the summer a few months ago wasn't enough when the Epoch Times completely targeted, when NBC News completely targeted the Epoch Times. And, whew, that wasn't fun for them. That wasn't fun for the Epoch Times. That wasn't fun for my Edge of Wonder friends. Not good. They're doing it again. Ben Collins here, of course. Ben Collins for NBC. What a gem he is in his reporting. Facebook says a pro-Trump media outlet used artificial intelligence to create fake people and push conspiracies. So what the mainstream media does, what they use their attack dogs for, their lackeys, is that they'll basically task these people to run articles, smear campaigns against media outlets like the Epoch Times, and then a big tech company like, say, Facebook in this one will use that particular article as their excuse to censor. So it's just complete complicity there, between all of it. And it's sick shit. It's really sick shit that they do. They don't just do it to the Epoch Times. They'll do it to, like, anti-vaxxers. They'll run an article on this organization or that nonprofit, whatever, to try to get them censored. It's just awful stuff. And Facebook took down a bunch of accounts that would promote the Epoch Times. The Epoch Times, the only newspaper. I actually just downloaded their app on my phone, and it's great. The only newspaper I trust. And I believe it's one of the only newspapers that is let into the White House. Something like that. I know recently they kicked out the New York Times and WAPO, didn't they? Classic. So that's that. And then, here's an interesting story. Very interesting story. So, this is a lawsuit that's going fairly viral. And this is a lawsuit in California that was filed against, I'm going to read the defendants right here. Google LLC, Larry Page, Sundar Pichai, founders of Google. Tesla Inc., Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg. Yo, that's crazy. That's crazy. And essentially, if you also look at, that's the only screenshot I have of it, but if you also look at the reasons why, it's like, the bioengineering, artificial intelligence, all these things. Holy crap, what is this? That's nuts. But then if you look at the plaintiffs, it's a little weird. You have this individual on behalf of what's called the AI organization. So that's the person that's suing the defendants, all these giant corporations, right? And if you dig into this document as well, I'll link these below after I'm done here. There's no lawyers. It was filed pro se. So, and it's also a federal court. So I don't know about this, quite frankly. Like, I wouldn't want to sue these giant corporations alone in federal court. So I'm not jumping on this lawsuit's bandwagon quite yet, but I'm not throwing it into the garbage as well. It's just something that I guess wait and see. Wait and see. We'll see if any more news comes around of this in the future. So that's that. Now let's get into the last couple of things that I want to share with you. UFO video in Vegas. This one's flying around, but I'm not buying this one, personally. So thanks for the super chat. Much appreciated, Crystal. I'm not buying this one. Because personally, when I watched the video, again, I'll link this one below. You can go check it out for yourself. Frankly, it looks like a helicopter. I know a lot of people are saying ET craft, throwing all sorts of theories out there about it. But just looking at the video, there's almost a rhythmic light. There's like a flashing that's rhythmic to it, much like a helicopter or a plane would have. You can see it's like in front of the mountains, so it's pretty close. It's right over the urban sprawl right there, whatever part of Vegas that is. And it's still, you know, it's like a 5-minute video. It maintains the rhythmic flashing lights over the urban sprawl. It doesn't really move that quick. It doesn't phase in or out. It looks like a helicopter. Let's be real. As much as I would love a UFO sighting to happen like this and go viral, trust me, I want that to happen. We got to be real, folks. And we got to do the due diligence of critical thinking in our heads. If this was going to happen, if this big, huge mothership UFO sighting was going to happen over a big urban sprawl like this, especially if it's 5 to 10 minutes long, why the heck is this the only video going viral about it? No photos, no other videos. And if you actually look at this guy's YouTube channel, UFOs Over Vegas, check out his YouTube channel. There's just a bunch of videos of craft that don't look to be UFOs. It looks like he's just filming different things in night vision and claiming it's a UFO. So I don't know. I'm not buying it. So just want to make that known. And then last thing I have here for you guys is a tweet from the Department of Energy. And this is not the first tweet they put out mentioning these things, but I think it's the first time that I mentioned it on this channel. Anyway, the Department of Energy talking about unlimited electricity in their tweets. Tweeting about it from their official account. Little blue check mark you can see right up there. DoE tweeting about unlimited electricity. They've done this a few times in recent weeks, maybe a month or two I've seen it. But wow, that's huge, right? But I have a few things to say about this, of course. That's a really big device. That's a really big, like, I don't know, lightsaber looking thing. They're saying scientists are employing supercomputers to develop magnetic fusion plasma confinement devices as a means to generate unlimited electricity. So, let's be real about this. We know that we could have had pretty much unlimited electricity with various inventors, devices, and technologies for decades, if not a century, going back to John Keeley, Nikola Tesla, T. Henry Murray, and then that's just names long time ago. We've got a lot more, more recent than that, but they were able to create over unity devices that would output more electricity than it took to run them, and they did it very cheaply. So I'm not gonna put my eggs in any free energy basket where they want us to pay up the ass for it and where they're trying to make us think that it's a new thing. What I don't think this is a deep state DOE, official government account, but I could see the deep state trying to disclose zero-point energy and free energy technologies in a limited hangout sort of way to try to still keep them centralized, like they're, that sort of partial disclosure hangout where they're still trying to centralize what should be a decentralized technology. But anyway, that's a conversation for another time. This could be done a lot cheaper and a lot easier, but I'm excited that these sorts of ideas are getting out to the public domain right now. They're talking about unlimited electricity. It's good stuff. Good stuff right there. So that's all I have for you guys in this one. Thank you for hanging out this evening. Much appreciated. I'll probably be doing a video like this a couple more times before I head back home after the holiday. But go follow on social media. Subscribe, like this video. Hit me up on Patreon if you enjoy the work I do. And see you guys again soon. That's it for this one.